Hi, my friends. It's Sarah, the owner and maker behind Multifarious Nature. Thank you so much for joining me today for my final episode of Vlogmas. I realize I'm a little late to the party when it comes to that. Oh, there's a pattern there. Um, I'm a little late to the party when it comes to my final episode. However, I decided to do an extra one. I know many have already finished because they were recording up until December 25th, Christmas. But I hope you had a wonderful Christmas. You'll be viewing this after Christmas. It is actually the 26th of December today. So we had an interesting Christmas. And I'll share a little bit about that at the end of the video if you want for the update and of things. But we have a ton of Christmas this year because my parents now live a lot closer. So we are actually doing multiple Christmases. We have a Christmas with my husband's side of the family, which we already did last weekend. And this coming weekend, we are hosting my side of the family for a Christmas celebration, which was very appreciated. We won't be traveling this time around. They'll be traveling to us. It's even though the weather apparently looks like it's going to be mild, but the tricky part was the water situation with our sheep. Um, this has been a tricky thing for us to learn with the water. Our water has frozen many times and we've had to replace it. So we have a heated solution, but we have to change the water twice a day, or fill it, I should say. So it is a learning curve. Yeah, if you have sheep and you watch this, please do share if you have any tips for watering over the winter time. That is an interesting experience, that's for sure. But I've got some exciting things. I have something new to share with you that actually came in the mail today. So it's exciting. I'm excited to share that. So I'll share that after I talk about my Advents. The final bits of the Advents here, very, very exciting. Okay, so I'm going to start with my mint rain 2 at a time socks. I have completed the entirety of my mint rain when it comes to the colors. So I have knit every color. I realized I want to knit these as taller socks. So once I finished, I'll show you here. So this is that mint rain color way. I did the two 50-gram skeins. So to get, here is the split for the heel. It's going to be an afterthought heel. And then this is where the end of the repeat is, where this light green is. And so if that was it for the sock, they would have been teeny tiny, and I don't want that. And I have quite a bit, to give you an idea. Oops. Quite a bit of this yarn still left. So I would like to make them longer. I want to make these a decent sized sock that I could wear in like boots. I would love to wear these when I'm roller skating. I think these would be really fun roller skating socks. So I'm going to try to make them at least tall enough that I could wear them with my roller skates and boots and they would be comfortable. So I'm just going to keep going on these. So I'm not going to finish them quite as quickly as I anticipated, but that's all right. And like I said, I have some time off from work, so it's just been fun to knit on these as I am able in the mornings right now, and I've definitely made some progress. So it's been a lot of fun, and they're really pretty colors, nice and vibrant. It was the Merry and Bright, I think it was the Merry and Bright colorway. So it's a lot of fun, and I have my little charms on here now. I actually did put charms so that I can tell which is my beginning of round, because that can get quite confusing otherwise. But yeah, as far as, so I wanted to reflect in this episode a little bit on the, oh, did I even say this? I don't think I did. If you're new, welcome. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. I'm glad you guys are here for another episode. I don't want to forget that because I really appreciate you guys, and your time is precious, and I really appreciate that you're spending some of it with me. So I'm going to review the Advents in my opinion. Again, it's just my opinion. You do with it what you will. I have purchased Advents as gifts for myself each year for the past, I'd say, 4 years. And so this is just my honest opinion of these Advents. This is my first time doing a sock Advent, and I have to say, I definitely enjoyed it. I thought it was a lot of fun and very affordable. So if you're looking for an Advent that is much more affordable, it's basically the cost of a sock set. That's pretty affordable. So If you want to do an advent and the cost of a 24 skein advent is daunting, which I totally understand because they are getting quite expensive these days because the cost of everything is going through the roof. Um, this is a great option. So I know there's another dyer out there. I'm trying to remember her name. Um, I don't remember, but I haven't done hers. But this is mintrain. So I always include information down below about all these advents and everything that I talk about in the video. Um, if I forget, please do hold me accountable. But this is mintrain, and I really have enjoyed it. She had two different kinds. This was the Merry and Bright, and then I think there was a like dark-sided colorway. I don't know what that one looks like, but I have to say knitting a stripe a day was really nice. They're different colors, of course. I kind of wish that they were all totally different colors. So what I mean by that is I kind of wish that like each stripe, I wish it's supposed to be 12 different colors, which it is, but I wish that like the 12 different colors were really like big differences. These are differences, but like subtle. Like there's a bright pink, and then there's a light pink, and then there's a darker purple, and then there's a lighter purple. And while I think that's still very beautiful, don't get me wrong, I think they're beautiful socks. I don't know. Especially when there's a blue here, this really vibrant blue. It is a different blue than this one, but they're very close. And I don't know. I wish that there was some more variation to it. This is totally my opinion. I think it's still very beautiful. Definitely was worth it, and I would do it again. But I just personally wish there was a little bit more of a difference in the colors. But that's just my opinion. Like yeah, that's just my opinion. Take with it what you will. I still think they're quite beautiful, and I totally respect the struggle because I've never done it myself of dyeing up striped yarn. Like that is self-striping yarn is its own mathematical process, and I haven't done that. So not gonna give her a hard time on that. I just really wish that they were just a little bit different with the colors. I have my "Oh Come Let Us Adore Him" mug. I hope you have something cozy or cool to sip on. I am sipping on something extremely pleasant. Um, it is from my Advent, um, True North Advent from Melly Knits. It's Mother Earth's Comfort Mint Willow Muskeg Blend. It is a tea. Oh, good. Phew. Thought my mic went out there for a second. I'm always paranoid. If you've been with me, you understand. It's been a struggle. But yeah, this came with my Advent, and it actually had two tea bags in there. I only thought there was one, but there's two, and it is very pleasant. Super mild tea. It's wonderful. I love it. All right, so that is the mintrain Advent, and I do recommend it. I do recommend it. If you're looking for a self-striping sock Advent, I really recommend it. It was very nice that she separated it, and then the mini I could split in half to create two little balls. So definitely worth the money and a great deal. Next, we will talk about my wool swap Advent with Robin out of Quebec, and she went all out, you guys. First of all, Robin, if you're watching, you're amazing. Thank you for your generous Advent. Oh my goodness. So we were supposed to swap 10-gram minis, 24 10-gram minis. And that was it. There's no like regulation as to what the content was, other than that you're supposed to be respectful of what other people are interested in. So if they like wool, they should be wool oriented, not acrylic, things like that. So she was an amazing swap partner. Gave me lots of beautiful hand-dyed yarns that I have never worked with. I have to say most of these, actually, if not all, of these actually. I don't think I've worked with any of these brands, so that was super fun. Actually, I think there was only one. I think she had one biscuit yarn, and I have worked with that one, but that's it. Otherwise, I haven't worked with any of the others. So um, really fun. Okay, so I'm trying to think of where I left off. If I repeat, bear with me here. I want to say, okay, if I do the math in my head, what was last weekend? I'm gonna look at my calendar. I'm cheating. Okay, the 22nd. From the 22nd onward, I haven't showed you. Okay, so 24th, 23rd. Okay, so I showed you the 22nd. Okay, so I have 3 more colors to show you. And as I've mentioned, I am doing the Habitation Throw by Helen Stewart. I'm doing the large size. So to do the large size, um, because I have 10 gram minis from Robin, I am using 20 grams of, or I should say 10 more grams of hand-dyed yarn that I've dyed up. I have a little bit of it up here, not much left, but it's called Odette. It's a beautiful gray blue. It's mainly gray, but it has a little bit of a bluish tint to it, and that's Odette. And I'm using that in between the colors, so that way I can have basically 20 grams of color per row. It looks like 2 rows of color, but per section, I guess you want to look at it that way, per section. But I got caught on here. I'm gonna try to even back out. Here we go. Okay, let me see. Oh, good, you guys. I'm not mid-row for once in my life. This is a rare occasion. All right, I have my little stitch marker, or stitch marker, my needle stoppers that I got from Robin. Aren't they cute? I love it. These are pearlescent. I have another pair that's just white, so this one's really pretty. Okay, and I am on, this is the wrong side. Here we go. So here's where we're at. I am just past the midway point. So as you can see, I am starting to decrease now. So it's going to be 52 inches long, apparently, on each side. And look how big it is. It's so big I can cover myself now. It's very exciting. I'm so paranoid about this. I see the green dot though. I know it's still on. Oh my gosh. All right. So as you can see, it's just beautiful. It's so fun. It's so vibrant. It's all these different colors. I am having the time of my life knitting this. I love it so much. And then, like I said, see, I'm alternating with my Odette in between each color. So it makes it look like a striping blanket. It looks fabulous. I love it. So like I said, now the rows are going to start getting shorter because I'm decreasing. So the way, this is a paid for pattern, but basically you're like increasing and then you start decreasing after you get past the midway point. So the next colors that I have day, these will be a little hard to see, but day 23 is Regia, and it's my first Regia. It's color 1818. So I didn't realize my first Regia is actually like a name of the yarn, and then when it says like 1818, it's the color, so it's numbered colors. This is really pretty. This is pastel. You probably won't be able to see it terribly well. It's light purple and light blue pastel. It's so pretty. And gray. Gorgeous. And they're cute little balls. She has them wound up in little balls. So I've got that one. And then Artful Belle, and this is Clair de Lune, which is so hilarious. This color is very close to my Odette color. Very close. Odette's a little more blue-gray. So this is Clair de Lune. This is Odette. So this is a little more blue-gray. Very similar. So that is hilarious. And actually it even has kind of a purpley hue to the gray. It's quite fascinating. Like when you look up close, it actually has like a purpley, it almost looks like it had a wash of purple. It's very pretty, very soft too. So that's 24. And then that little stinker, so she is a stinker. And I say that because, like I said, We only had to do 24 colorways that were 10-gram minis. And when I opened the day 25, it was not only a bag. I thought it was a bag. So when I untied it, she had this little, like this, and it said 25 on it. And I thought it was the bag, which is really beautiful. It's a little like project bag, and it's very pretty. It's a nice little size. I think this would be great for socks, even a hat. Just a nice little bag. And it's nice because it also will lay flat. So if you're traveling, this would be a really nice bag. And it has batting in it. It's super well made. Very pretty. There was a whole skein in there, that little stinker. So she gave me a full-size skein for day 25. And oh, that's just super, super generous, super generous. So it's a Suburban Stitcher, and I have worked with the Suburban Stitchers yarn, so super fun. And this is a single sock, and it's 100% superwash merino, and I think it's doily is the color. It's really pretty. It looks like a vintage cream color. Um, it's variegated, cream and like almost a light gray, super soft. And because of the way the lighting is here, it's going to get blasted out, but it's just beautiful. It is a single, so I haven't worked with a lot of singles, so that'll be kind of fun. I think it would make a really pretty shawl. Singles are tricky. You don't want to make socks with singles, but I feel like making a shawl, you could do a sweater. Shawls are just usually better because you don't want something that has a lot of friction to it, because it's a single, it can wear through. But I think a shawl or even a hat, I think this would be really nice for hat. Actually, that would be a beautiful hat. And she sent me some really beautiful patterns for hats that were free patterns. So, or they were like free for a day. I almost missed one of them. Super glad that I didn't. This is actually one of the patterns she sent me. I don't know if it's free anymore, but it's called Woodland Fern Hat. So pretty. So I could use this to make that. That would actually be really beautiful, wouldn't it? Oh man, we'll see. I think that one is held with some alpaca or something. And I could just use some undyed alpaca and hold that with it. I think that'd be really beautiful. So very excited about that. That was super fun. So Wool Swap is an advent swapping where you sign up and you just pay a very small fee. I think it was like $8 US or something, really small fee. And then that person coordinates swapping with someone else, and then she gives you their contact information and their preferences that based on what you fill out on a form, and then your information is sent to your swap partner, and then it's up to you to communicate with them. And I absolutely loved it. Such a wonderful experience. Robin was fabulous to get to know. I am very grateful to have her as a fiber buddy, and yeah, that was a lot of fun. I don't know. Now you'll have to add her, the Wool Swap. I think she's on Instagram. That's how I found out about it. If you follow her on Instagram, I recommend that. And you could sign up for her newsletter. I will tell you at the moment, she's put her wool swapping on hiatus, which is a bummer. I don't know when that will end, but she just, due to family circumstances, whatever's going on, that she needs to kind of step away from it for a while, which is a bummer. I know there's other swapping situations out there where you can sign up. This is my second time doing something like this. This is my first time doing it through Wool Swap. But I think the one I did prior, cannot remember the name of it. But if you look up wool swapping or wool swap on Instagram, there are people out there. You just want to make sure they're legitimate, and there are legitimate people out there, and they just coordinate it. And again, it's usually for a very small fee, basically just covering the cost of like a little couple minutes of their time to do something like this. And it's really fun. So I definitely recommend doing that in the future. I would do it in the future, that's for sure, especially if it's an advent swap. I think that was so much fun. It's truly how you can get a super unique advent, and there are so many of us that don't knit their advents as they go. So I knit my advents, as you can see, as I'm going through my advent season. I knit them as I open them. I am not fully caught up because I'm doing a very large advent knit, but usually my goal is to do just that, to knit with each color each day. And that's kind of how I do it. But there are others out there that don't. They like getting the advents to open them, and then they're basically collecting these minis. And then at some point they're like, this isn't really a color that I might knit with, or they're okay, you know, parting with those to possibly get some other fun colors. And so that's what the advent swap was all about, is that you can swap minis that others have. And many advents are 20-gram minis or 10-gram minis. And if you've already knit with them, but you still have 10 grams left, you could do the 10-gram advent swap, which is what I did with Robin. And that was super fun. And I think there was also a 20-gram one, but I'm glad I did the 10-gram. That was perfect. And I hope she enjoyed it as well. I hope she loved her advents that I sent her. I had a lot of fun doing it, put some little goodies in there for her. And I just loved it. I love doing that. So I would definitely do it again and definitely recommend that as well. I will tell you, I don't have really much negative things to say about these advents, except, like I said, the color thing with the socks. But that's not that negative. All right, the next one is the True North. I did get some more spun up, so I will show you the ones that I spun. So I have my day. I did not get them all done. That does not surprise me. I didn't think I would be able to. So in upcoming weekly videos, I'll share about other ones, but you will get to this one. So day 6 is it's BFL Shetland blend. This is what the lock looks like. Definitely has like the BFL crimp, but really tight. It's an interesting hybrid. It's beautiful. So would I say it has more of the BFL or Shetland characteristics? I will say it probably has more of the Shetland characteristics to this wool blend that also has alpaca in it. It's beautiful. It's light gray, very light gray, quite pretty. And yeah, definitely enjoyed this. I really enjoyed most of these that I spun up. This one spun up really quick. And then the next day is day 7, which is a CVM Rombledale. This one also spun up really easy. See, these were shorter staples and super, a lot of CVM characteristics of this. I haven't really worked with Rombledale, but very much a down breed. Interesting that it is a little bit drapey, but again, it has alpaca in it. Very much a down breed though, the way this spun up. I did the long draw and did a little bit of the short forward as I was doing the long draw. It's definitely a supported long draw. Very pretty. It has a heathered look to it. I just finished plying this up. So super pretty, reddish brown color. Absolutely gorgeous. Kind of reddish, yeah, reddish brown chocolate, kind of milk chocolate with a little bit of a reddish hue. So definitely enjoyed that one as well. And I am currently spinning up this beauty right here. You can see like a touch of it because it's very long still. I just started spinning it. It's like a creamy color here. It's stunning. And I cannot remember the name of it because it is a breed that is, I believe, out of Canada. It's notoriously a Canadian breed, and I cannot remember the name of it. It is unbelievably soft, though, I will tell you that. And I'm very much excited because I just started spinning it, and ooh, it spins very nicely. I'm enjoying that one a lot. Melly knits. Holy cow. Would I do that again? Yes. Yes, not a hesitation. If I get lucky, I say that because I did. Wow, it was miraculous that I was able to nab one because whew, they sold out, I mean, in a minute. Like in a minute, her advent sold out. So I'm just telling you, if you want to try to get one of her advents in the future, you're going to have to be stalking her website before it's up listed. I will tell you that she did do like a wait list, which was totally awesome because I think she had like one extra of I don't know if it was a full extra or if it was extras of all of them so she could put it together. And she had like extras of, she gave like people two of some days, but they were the original advent, right? Like but then she did some what she called like trash vents, which was so funny. Like she just took like any bits and bobs of fiber she had left of the advent, she blended them together, which is super fun. I have to say, I really admire her creativity and being like, hey, people want to have an advent. I'm gonna figure out a way to get them an advent, and I thought that was really, really cool of her to do that and really special. It just shows her passion for helping the people that also admire what she does and support her. I thought that was so cool. So um, as a person, I really admire Melly. I think she's Melissa. I think she's super talented, and I really enjoy her work. I also think she's just a hoot to watch. She has she's on Instagram quite a bit. I think that's where she's most active is on Instagram, and I just get she's a riot, and I really enjoyed her lore videos. You should totally check them out if you haven't. Check out her lore videos that go along with the Advent and talk about each day. It was so much fun. My understanding is next year she will also do multiple advents again, which I'm so excited because I really enjoyed this. As a spinning advent, this has really helped me step up my game with consistency. I'm getting so much better with consistency, which is huge. Um, so that is a lot of fun, and it's helping me get faster too, because I have quite a bit of fleeces I need to work through. So this has been a lot of fun. Plus, as I mentioned in a prior video, my mom is French Canadian. She is from Canada. She was born in Quebec City, Canada, and was adopted as a baby. So um, this is my heritage, part of my heritage, and that's really extra special. That's why I was so thrilled to be able to get one. The extra special part about True North is not only was it from every province in Canada, she also included the 3 territories. So, and there were all the goodies were from Indigenous makers or Indigenous owned companies, which I thought was so special. Yeah, this is huge. So I enjoyed every second working with this advent. I am still enjoying every second, and I am really going to enjoy knitting with this just as much, um, if not more than spinning it. The spinning was so amazing, and I just think that the knitting is going to be even better because I love knitting. So I'm first a knitter, then a spinner, but yeah, wow, I would totally, highly, highly, highly recommend Melly's Advent going forward. The Melly Knits True North Advent. These were all medium wools. I've not done the Delightful Advent. That is her fine wools blends with, which sounded exquisite, but I have to say I would still go with the True North, baby. I loved it. Medium wools are my jam. It's not that I don't like fine wools, but I love medium wools. They are workhorse wool and they can still be so soft and wonderful. So, and Melly did a beautiful job of showcasing that and really being like, hey, this is a medium wool advent, but it is a very nice. I mean, you can get really soft, really beautiful wool that's medium wool, medium grade. So amazing. All right, now we'll get into the other Canada, other Canadian, the Wild in the Woods Advent, which I also highly recommend. Different than the other ones. So Wild in the Woods, what she did is she had 5 different skeins that are 50-gram skeins that she wrapped, and then she wrapped up a bunch of goodies, and you could just randomly open things. It was not numbered. So in other words, like no matter how you open it, it's a choose your own adventure, and I would totally run it for someone. At this point, I hope that if you have the Wild in the Woods Advent, you have opened it all. So I will not be ruining it for you at this point. If for some reason I do, oh boy, well, you've been warned. But That being said, the last things I opened, there was a smudge stick. I think that's what you call this, a smudge stick. I've never used one of these, but my understanding is I think you're supposed to light it and then it like smokes, and it's supposed to help purify the air. I know there's lavender in here. I can see it. So there's some lavender, some other wonderful things. So I've never done one of these before. So if you've ever worked with a smudge stick, please put a note in the comments below because I've never worked with one. Learning curve. Serena, if you happen to be watching this, the wonderful woman behind Wild in the Woods, how do you use a smudge stick? I'm gonna have to Google it. Like, I am literally going to have to Google this because I don't know. But I thought that was cool. That's kind of fun. And then the last colorway. So this is Visions of Sugar Plums. Oh my gosh, it's beautiful. So pretty. I just love the smell of these. Mm. Oh, wool. I love wool. So just so you can see the colors together, all of these beautiful colors and all of the things I'm throwing out of my little thing here. Look at this. Sorry for the crinkling. That must have been so loud because I realized my microphone is right there. Sorry about that. Oh gosh. But look at how pretty. So beautiful. All of these wonderful colors are just beautiful. I have no idea what I'm going to make with these yet. I feel like a shawl would be beautiful. Definitely a shawl, possibly. However, I could also try to make a sweater because I do have some more of her beautiful singles behind me in my shelf. But I don't, yeah, I'm not sure yet, but I just think they're stunning. They're absolutely stunning. So pretty. So would I buy the Wild in the Woods Advent again? Yes. Yes, I would. I found it to be a beautiful change of pace. It was unique. It didn't give me, um, it gave me a wonderful rustic wool, which is not something that is easy to find these days with Advents. So that was really nice. And it's a significant quantity. Could I make a sweater with what I have? Probably not. Normally, sweaters take me about 400 grams of yarn at a minimum. So, however, that doesn't mean you couldn't incorporate these colors with some other colors you already have in stash. So, that's the thing. Like, you kind of have to figure out what you want to do with your Advent. Do you want to do what I do, where I knit through the Advent the entire season? I don't think, unless you're making a shawl where you just go from color to color. However, because this is a choose your own adventure, I wouldn't recommend doing something like that. I feel like this really was, for me at least, designed to open as I did. I just kind of did it as I did. Each Sunday, I would do one of the skeins of yarn, and then I would just randomly open bits and bobs throughout the week. And it was really relaxed. I didn't have the pressure of I have to make something with this minute. Um, yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was refreshing and it was different, and I liked that a lot because in prior Advents, I think it was last year or it was the year before. I think it was the year before. I went a little nuts. I went a little nuts with Advents 2 years ago. I'm pretty sure it was 2 years ago, or it was last year. And I purchased a lot of Advents. It was kind of ridiculous, and I could not. I was stressed because I was only knitting. I was trying to knit two projects. I think I was knitting two Advent projects because I was doing one that was my Advent. I was doing one that was the Advent that I got as a gift, and then I had another Advent that I was just opening as I went, and then I was just working on it if I saw fit. But because of the nature of that Advent, I felt stressed that I should be working on it, and it was stressing me out. Which Advent should not stress you out. Like, that was ridiculous. So going forward, this really worked out well, where I spun when I was able, and I gave myself permission that I would not have that Advent hand spun all done by the end of December. I did give myself permission that I wouldn't, and I'm really glad I did because I am enjoying it. I'm savoring it, and then I will have all this beautiful yarn to knit something else with after that I could do in January. So I'm really looking forward to that. I think it's just going to be a really nice transition, and then I will have beautiful Canadian wool advent that was hand spun and hand knit. I'm really excited about that. So I really savored that one. This one I also really savored because, like I said, I just opened it as I was able. I didn't have that pressure of having wool every single day, and I felt I needed to make something with it. Where my wool swap, I told myself I was going to work on that project each day, and the same with the socks. I tried to knit on that each day, but I also kind of just I did what I needed to, and it did not stress me out, and I really loved that. So yes, I highly, highly recommend the Wild in the Woods Advent. If you are looking for a unique Advent experience, I definitely recommend it, especially if you like rustic wools that are beautiful Canadian wools. Definitely recommend it. She also has so many beautiful little handmade goodies that are in there. She did such a nice job. Like this, the smudge stick is handmade as well. So I really want to figure out how to use this so that it's not just lingering over here. Yeah, so that's really exciting. All right, so before I get into the life update, exciting news. I found my other needle stopper sweater. Remember I said this is why I can't have nice things because I lost it? Well, I found it in one of my little bags, and I'm so happy it did not get lost. Oh, because it's a little sweater. How cute is that? So that made me really, really happy because I literally had it a week and then I lost it. That was really unfortunate, but I'm glad I found it. Okay, so I had got my box from Woolberry. So Woolberry, I signed up for her, what is it called? Her, I think it's not the sweater club, it's the book club. There's two of them. She has two of them. One's for books, one is for sweater quantities of yarn, and that was way out of my price range, but I could afford the book one. And I told myself that that would be a treat. And I think it's every 2 months that she will charge you for it. So this was like 2 months ago, I got charged for this, and now I finally get to open it. I wish I would have gotten it prior to Christmas, but it's one of those things where I don't know if it was intended to arrive after Christmas. I feel like it was probably just the nature of the shipping end of things. That's why it did. It came from California or Colorado, so you know it happens. Um, but it came in this beautiful box, the big box, and the way it works, her book club. If you have it or you haven't gotten yours yet, don't watch this part. But I feel like I'm kind of late to the game, so um, we are going to start with books. So the way it works is you get a book, and then there's little goodies, 2 to 3 goodies outside of the yarn that are inspired by the book. And as you're reading the book, when you get to a page, then you open a goodie. And so one of the goodies is because the book club, it comes with a book thing. So this one's cute. It's got little socks and a bookmark. So love that. Can't have too many bookmarks. And then the book. So I'll tell you the book. The book is by Amy Reichert, and it's Once Upon a December. If you have read this, please do not spoil it for me. But it looks really cute, and it's called Once Upon a December, so I feel like I would have liked reading this during December. However, I feel like it'd still be nice to read during January. Now, if I could be super disciplined and get this done in the next week, that would be cool because then um, it would be done by the very beginning of January. So I don't know. We'll see. We will see how well that goes. But it says a one of a kind Christmas market offers holiday magic in this new romance from the author of Kindred Spirit Supper Club. So the name of her prior book is really cute. So I hope it's great. It says utterly unputdownable. I am absolutely smitten. It's just some of the things people said about it. So I think that's really cute. It is considered a romance, and hopefully it's really sweet. It says an absolutely perfect holiday hug from the New York Times. So I hope it's sweet. I hope it's fun. Um, you never know. Books can be a hit or miss. I'm not always a big romance reader, but I do love holiday books. I've wanted to read a holiday book. I've been reading The Christmas Train, and that's been really sweet and nice so far. So I'm going to try to dig my heels in on this one because the first day to open is page 31, which is not that far. And that will be the yarn. So the yarn is pretty early on in the book. So that's exciting. Um, Thrilled about that. So I'm just going to give you a sneak peek of what's in the box just so you can get an idea if this is something you want to do or not. There is, at least from the looks of it, I think there's 2 goodies that came with it. So there's one for page 197, and then there's something for page 254. Wonder what it is. So this one came with 2 goodies, not 3, which is totally fine. And yeah, like I said, page 31 is our yarn. She's an indie dyer. If you're not familiar with Woolberry Fiber Co., she's an indie dyer out of Colorado. So I very much enjoy that, and I am looking forward to reading a fun little romance book that is very winter oriented. And I finally got into that Christmas Train. I started reading it and getting into it. I found, and I'm sure many people might have been in a similar boat, maybe not. I have found, because I've gotten so far away from deep reading, like I've read little articles and such, but I've gotten very much away from reading books for the joy of reading books. I think it stemmed after college, so that's pretty tragic because I've been out of college for years now. Years. I mean, graduated in 2010, so it has been a minute. I find that the reading I do now is more informational. I read a lot of books about informational. As I've stated, it's kind of, I guess, life update oriented, but we are in the process of um, starting the process of adoption. So we've read a ton of books about adoption and all the ins and outs of that. And so like that's informational, right? So I haven't read a lot of fun books in a very long time just for fun. And it is really hard for me to get into fun books, like get into it and get sucked into it. I've done audiobooks and I have gotten sucked into audiobooks. So that's fun. But it's definitely different than getting sucked into it as you're reading, like holding the book and reading. So, love audiobooks, don't get me wrong. But I have found that the Christmas Train, last night I read for a good, I'd say half hour, and I actually got into it, like started to visualize what was going on, and that felt really good. So that is my goal and hope with this book. I really hope that I'll get sucked into it and I will really enjoy it. It sounds lovely. It has to do with like a little Christmas market and everything, and we just went to one a couple weeks ago. So I feel like if I can get into that, I hope I can. I really hope I can. I hope I love the characters. I hope it'll be fun and a really nice experience and getting more into books again. And I feel like that's why I loved the idea of this book club, is that I could try a new book that might not be in my normal wheelhouse. Like if I saw it, I might be like, oh, that's cute, but would I read it? I don't know. But she would get me exposed to different books, and I love the idea of opening little things that help integrate all of the story, and kind of like associate with what's going on in the story. So I love that. I think it's really fun, very creative, a really fun idea. So I want to give it a shot, see how it goes. And yeah, I think she actually has them open right now. I do not know how long they will be open. Today is the 26th, so I'm posting this the 28th. is going to be Saturday. So hopefully it's still open. I think she leaves it open until the spots fill that she has available. So hopefully she still has it open, because I think it's super fun and you should totally take advantage of it if you're able to. Give it, I always look at it this way, like try it once. If you don't like it, you don't have to continue. And there you go. So I signed up for, I think it was the annual one, which you can cancel at any time. And it's just basically set up as a subscription. So you can cancel it whenever, and that way you don't miss out if you want one. Otherwise, you can do it's bi-monthly, and that, like I said, it's every 2 months. And if she has openings, then she'll open it for just that, like February, I think is the next one. So she'll open it for February, and then you can either decide to join or not. So yeah, I hope that you'll give it a shot if you want to. I love to, like I said, support other small businesses, and I really think it's a super fun idea. And we can all do a little book club if you want. And maybe it'll help each other be motivated to read it, right? Hold each other accountable. I don't know. Makes sense to me. Okay, so life update, end of things. Oy. All right, so Christmas Day. Oh my goodness. It is, I don't know what it is about the past couple Christmases, but we've had some rough Christmases. I think it was last Christmas that it was like whiteout conditions out. Like, I mean, it was bad. We could not leave our house for Christmas. I think we were supposed to go to Chicago for Christmas, and then we ended up having to wait until New Year's because we could not get on the roads. Like, highways were shut down. It was insane. And then after we made it through that blizzard, it was so bizarre. We had like a blizzard, a week of like tons of snow, and then by New Year's, the snow had almost completely melted. It was so weird. And it, like, I kid you not, that was the right when we were ready to leave to go to Illinois, we found out that our birds didn't make it. We lost um, our chickens, and it was either the chickens or the ducks. But it was the chickens. I'm pretty sure it was the chickens. And it's so frustrating because it's like, you make it through that really bad weather where you think they're not even going to make it because it's so cold, and we had to like lug them into the barn. It was a whole thing. And they made it through that. They made it through that like rough time, and then the weather shifted, and they got killed by a critter. And it was like, wow. So that was rough, right? So that was our New Year's last year, was that. And then this year for Christmas, it was actually pretty mild weather yesterday. Um, and I heard some commotion outside. I was in the house with the dogs, and I heard some commotion. The chickens tend to make commotion. They do it because they think they're being left behind by the other chickens, and they'll make a ruckus. And I usually don't think anything of it these days. However, I did feel a little unsettled by it, but I don't know. I just did not. I thought they were just trying to chase each other. I didn't think anything of it, and I really should have looked into it further. Going forward, if I hear any commotion with the chickens, I am just going to let our dogs outside, because what happened? A hawk got one of our chickens. And oh gosh, it is brutal. It is so brutal. This is farm life. Like, this is what happens. It happens. But it is so brutal. And of course, it got our little Americana. And I say little, she was the biggest bird out of all of them. So sweet, Chippy. Our little Chippy did not make it. She died on Christmas. And it's really sad. It is so sad. And, I think there's so many things about this that drives me nuts when it comes to critters being attacked. It's like, it's bad enough if they get attacked, but it's even worse when they aren't fully consumed. Does that make sense? It just feels very wasteful. Um, yeah. It is just brutal. It is brutal. And she was an Americana, and she uses the sweetest chicken ever. I mean, that bird was the friendliest. They're very friendly. They're all very friendly, but like she was the friendliest, and she would literally let you hold her for however long you wanted. She was totally fine with that. And if you wanted to pet her when she's on the ground and she would like squat down, you could just pet her for as long as you wanted, and she would just let you. No big deal. And then the other birds would pick on her while you're petting her because she would just sit there and she just didn't care. And she was so sweet. So my heart broke a little yesterday, and it's still a bit fresh. It's pretty brutal for those of you that have critters. Our animals are, they're definitely our pets a bit. We do name them. That's, I guess, the downside, right? Once you name them, it's all downhill. Uh, they are, they, the laying of the eggs is a big deal for us. We eat the eggs, and as our sheep are sweet little critters too, and we love our sheep, they provide us with wool. So they are Shetland sheep, and our chickens are definitely for eggs. We are not currently using them for meat, but that would be unfortunately what would happen when they stop laying eggs, right? Like they need to play a part in what they do. Um, they all have a purpose, right? We all have our purpose, but yes, that was brutal. So I'm sorry to say that even though our Christmas Day was nice as a majority, at the end, literally the end of Christmas Day, is when we discovered her because she wasn't in the coop. And so we were looking for her. She's usually the first one back to the hut, and she wasn't in there. So that was definitely a sign of something wrong. And it's very frustrating because it's very close to the house where she got killed. So it's just really, really frustrating to have things like that happen during the day, like when you could do something about it. Oh, it's just so maddening. But anyway, not to be Debbie Downer, holy cow. I hope you had a wonderful Christmas, though. I really do. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you're healthy. I hope you're happy. I hope you're making. I hope if you do exchange gifts, I hope you get some fun yarny gifts and things you can make things with. I love those kind of gifts. They're so much fun. And I did get a few of those fun gifts. I got a row counter. I should have brought some of the gifts over here. I don't normally do that though, but I did get a little row counter from my in-laws. That's a really nice gift. I look forward to using that. It's a beautiful ring row counter. And then I feel like she had given me something else that's yarny related, but I, my brain sometimes, unless I have it in front of me, it's terrible. But anyway, yeah, that is it. So I look forward to catching up with you guys soon. And in the new year, it'll be the new year. So have a wonderful New Year's, safe New Year's. And I will talk to you then. Take care. Bye.